What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's 2 days before Christmas, December 23rd, and look what just arrived. This is the 2022 Tesla Model 3 Performance model. I believe it's rated at about 310 miles. No LFP battery on this 22. This is the NCA chemistry geared for performance. Have a look. What a beauty. And I do want to tell you guys, since we've got monetized on the channel, we've made a total of $77.18 in the last couple weeks. We are on the road to full self-driving. I'm going to use all the money from all of you guys subscribing to the channel to help pay for my full self-driving, and I think we're going to be able to do it. So here's the story. It said December 14th through December 31st. I didn't know if I was going to get this. In the last video, I told you guys I did order the performance model, and then they changed it to December 16th through the 28th. Then they changed it to December 21st through the 31st. Shortly after that, I've got my order update. It says accept and proceed with delivery. You are getting a 2022 with Tesla Vision. So like every other owner, I plugged it up 281 miles at 90%. Went ahead and slid it over. It's showing 312 miles at 100%. Now in the garage, what do we got? We've got the 2022 rear-wheel drive. This is the new rear-wheel drive standard model, no longer called the Standard Range Plus. This gets 272 miles of advertised range. 0 to 60 in 5.8 seconds. She is a beauty. I've been falling in love with this. Today is day 30 of ownership on the 2022 Standard Range, and this is day 2 of ownership on the Performance Model 3. Now let me tell you about this Standard Range, the 2022 rear-wheel drive. It is amazing. The efficiency on this car is just out of this world. I drove it the other day. I got a little bit sick there last week, but I left it unplugged for about 4 days. The mileage only dropped about one or 2 miles per day, sitting outside a couple of times. But I tell you what, I took it on another drive, and the efficiency is just unreal. This car at 100% state of charge, which you can do on the LFP. This is the prismatic CATL battery LFP model rear-wheel drive. Efficiency is unreal, but you get 275 miles at a full charge. Now to compare it to this one, you get 281 miles at 90% charge, because these batteries you do not want to charge to 100%. Now the LFP just love to be charged up to 100%. I do want to tell you, for Christmas I got a little draggy, so we're going to be doing the 0 to 60 on the 2022 and on the Performance model. Also got the color matching mud flaps for the new Performance, which I'll show you guys after Christmas. Now I do want to answer some questions. Lurbik says, will the Model 3 long range have the LFP battery? And that is a big no. So Elon has been saying that ever since November, they're going to be putting in the LFPs on the Standard Range batteries only. For the long range and the Performance, they're going to want to use the NCA geared for more performance battery architecture. Star22 says, what color did you order the Performance? Well, I tell you what, as long as it comes in black, I will take it. It's the only bad part about getting black nowadays is you have to pay that extra $1,500. So let me tell you, this one after tax I paid $67,000. The one in the garage here after tax I paid $50,000. So $45,000, a little over $45,000 plus tax. And this one was $61,490, I believe, plus tax. Tax on this is like over $5,000. Oh my goodness. Erman says, as someone who's waiting for the LFP Model 3 to arrive, I'm wondering if I'll notice the slower 0 to 60 from like 20 to 30 to 60. He says, I did test drive a 2021, which felt really good and had a punch. Well, let me tell you, the 2022 rear-wheel drive, no longer Standard Range Plus, and it is the LFP, trust me on that. But this one is slower. 0 to 60 is 5.8 seconds compared to the Standard Range Plus, which was 5.2. Just a lot more torque on that Standard Range Plus, but this one is the best of efficiency and power. It'll just blow you away. To me, this is the new long range rear-wheel drive. Tinder Gold says, hoping for the standard Model 3s to drop back in price. I do not know if we're gonna see that anytime soon. Javen1225 says, where did you get the tints done and how much? I paid $180 to get the tint done on this Model 3 here, and I did 5% all the way around. Carbon, no ceramic. Julia says, my wife and I have put in an order for the Tesla Model 3 standard range. We'll pick it up in October. If we wanted the long range performance model, we could get it in February with a 70-mile range boost. Well, I tell you what, you're gonna be 100% happy with the rear wheel drive. The efficiency on it is just amazing. Now, I had the bug, the performance bug, and I do want to mention that this new performance I got, no problems with the motor whine, super quiet. I did have another performance right before I bought this Model 3 here, and it had this motor whine between like 35 and 45, but I'm happy to say that this new performance model is super quiet. Manager at Root says, I just took delivery of my 2022 Model 3 standard range. Can you tell me if you have any floor lights? And do you know if what the tow capacity is? I have no idea what the tow capacity is, but I'll tell you what, it is missing some of the lights on the interior, and I'll do a video on that before I sell the rear wheel drive. I will do a video to show you kind of some of the differences between the premium interior and the non-premium. Raj Kumar says, I don't think it's the LFP. He's talking about the 2022 rear wheel drive. Well, Kumar, I don't think you have a Model 3 rear wheel drive, because this one definitely is the CATL Prismatic LFP battery 2022. You on the standard ranges, you will not get any more NCA unless something changes, but I think LFP is the future. OKLM23 says, would be awesome if you can do a 0 to 60 to see what kind of numbers you're getting with the LFP. The standard range plus was once timed at 5 seconds, 0 to 60. Now I agree, they do usually overstate their 0 to 60s, but I got the draggy. We're gonna do a 0 to 60 on the 2022. I can't wait to see what happens. And we're also gonna do a 0 to 60 on the performance. Radu says, great channel. I like the way you present it. Well, thank you, sir. He says, can you please record a supercharging session? I'm really interested to see if the new 60 kilowatt battery performs. It'll allow us to see if the CATL Evolution new battery type versus the Blade BYD battery. Well, yep. Well, that is one thing. I am going to try to do a supercharging test before I sell this one. I'm still waiting on the title. I've only owned it 30 days. Still haven't got the title yet. I almost want to keep it. She is a beauty. I've really fallen in love with this rear wheel drive. It's just amazing. You will be amazed when you get it. The efficiency is just unreal. And I'm a buff when it comes to efficiency. I do believe that this is the 62 kilowatt battery. Someone commented below. Got a couple more comments. Turbo Man says performance or nothing, and I tell you what, I got the bug. I got the performance bug. I couldn't help it. If I had more garage space, I would keep all of these babies. This is my wife's dual motor Model Y, and we're gonna do a 0 to 60 test on that too, now that I got that draggy. Tony N says, unfortunately with the LFP batteries, the car is much slower. Range is good, but performance suffers. Tesla could probably do with some programming to make it a little quicker, like before, the old 5.2 seconds. I do agree. I feel like it has a new motor in it as well, and the efficiency I'm seeing on that rear wheel drive is just, I can't stop talking about it. I drove it, I left it unplugged for days, and I drove it just the other day, and blowing me away. It'll definitely outrange the performance every day. Joseph Rizzo says, I have the 2022 LFP, and I think I have the performance bug as well. Have I decided if I'm gonna order it or upgrade or keep the LFP? Well, looks like I got the performance model. I was thinking about delaying it for a little while, but I tell you what, when they call me and they say, hey, your order is here, are you ready to take delivery? I can't pass it up. Black on black, no tint yet. She's a beauty. Currently about 40 miles on the clock. Getting a little bit wet out here in Las Vegas. Merry Christmas to everyone. And it looks like Santa came early for me. Now Yahtzee says, I have a 21 performance on 18-inch wheels, perfect street setup, most efficient and the fastest and most comfortable Tesla sedan. I love that. Now, you know what's funny? Before I got the first performance, I was a little iffy about the wheels. I was worried about these P0s just being a little bit too small on the sidewall, but I've fallen in love with these. I am gonna upgrade down the road to some 18s with some Meteor tires, definitely get that range back and have that durability. Yasi also says, congratulations with the price increases. It's actually no brainer to go for the performance. You're right, you know, from long range to performance, there isn't much of a price difference anymore. Sarn says, I love how you used the basic default autopilot and showed us for a good drive. I'm waiting on my Model 3, but didn't realize the cruise control defaulted to autopilot. I use autopilot on the city streets all day long. It's just amazing. Now that I'm monetized, over 1,000 subscribers, thank every single one of you. Smash that like button if you'd like to see more. We're gonna upgrade the performance model to full self-driving. We're gonna get on the beta safety score and try to get the full self-driving beta so I can provide more value. Sarn also says, is this just a free autopilot with no full self-driving? It sure was. Stephen Little says, nice, got mine 2 weeks ago, but no heated steering wheel or no heated rear seats. Now, I do believe they're doing an update on that. So anyone that got a Standard Range Plus in the last few months will be getting the heated steering wheel and the heated rear seats. All right, guys, that's gonna wrap it up for today. On the next video, we're gonna do some 0 to 60 test. I'm hoping we can do a supercharging test before I sell this beauty. I don't wanna let her go. This is the 2022 rear wheel drive, 272 miles of range at 100% state of charge. And this is the 2022 Performance Model 3. We'll see you on the next one.